Wait. Is Marowak banned? Hello, Future Azure here. Yes, past Azure, Marowak, both kinds, is indeed banned from Remix Cup. Now, to be honest, for some reason in my head when I was starting the stream, I thought it was Retro Cup, and I did do some practice in Toe's sub battles, sub wars. But yes, Marowak is indeed banned, and then I had to think of something to replace it with, and I went for Sableye. Just using that double ghost might be a good idea, and I thought Frostlass of the bands of Azu and Stunfisk and Skarmory performs very well in the meta. This was the first day, so not everyone was using the double charm meta that we see so much, so it did work out pretty well. I think I went 15 and 10. Here are some of the better sets that I did, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Regirock. I don't think it's as good as Registeel in terms of typing, but in terms of attacks, the Stone Edge charges up very, very fast, and you can actually beat the Regirock if they shield a Stone Edge. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the games, and maybe you can use Regirock next time in Retro Cup when it comes up eventually, because I think it'll be a very, very good pick. So yeah, here are the games. So going right into it, Regirock lead into Obstagoon. Obviously this is really bad, and as soon as I see this Obstagoon, I'm thinking, yeah, this is probably double charm, and if it is double charm, then it's auto lose, because Sableye just gets no play, especially having lost the lead. So I tried to catch the counter, the cross chop there, but it ends up being a Night Slash, just because he timed it well. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, this game's pretty much over. Nothing really I can do. And at this point, I'm realizing this is my first game of Remix Cup here. So I'm realizing maybe if there's going to be a lot of double charm teams, maybe I should change my team. And I said to myself, you know what? If we run into this team twice in the same set, I probably will change my team. But we just keep on playing, just hoping. But he has a shield, and yeah, even if he didn't have a charm in the back, I already lose this. But he had that as well, so I just give up. Very, very frustrated. But on to the next game. Hopefully we don't get so many bad leads, but like this one, very good. So this is like the perfect scenario. You win the lead, and then they switch in their safe switch Deoxys, which you have Sableye for. You can easily tank one of these and farm up to 2 before throwing again, trying to get on the CMP there. Normally they throw a Psycho Boost there and try to get a shield, so you can probably no shield that and keep going. But it's better not to be so risky. So throwing the return here, just a bit more damage than the return. He's smart because the Stone Edge will auto kill, so there's no point shielding, and he needs to keep his shields for the last Pokemon to try to sweep. Maybe it can, but what I realized, I'm like, I'm just gonna take the energy here and then switch to Frostlass and farm it down, but it's a Medicham, so I completely RPS'd him here. Very fortunate for me, very unfortunate for him. So yeah, that's game 2 done. GG's. Going into game 3, we have my dear friend El Wings from Jebelindos. Seeing that he was veteran and me being legend, I was actually trying to throw. I was actually trying to give him the game here, but you're just so that he can get to legend. And I believe if he won this game, he would have got to legend. But well, I kind of spoiled it there, didn't I? But he actually shielded the thing, which I was kind of hoping he wouldn't. And then I throw another Stone Edge here. I can't switch out. Sableye completely ruins my backline. But as you can see, Regirock charges up to these Stone Edges super fast, so he's very, very strong. Then I try to catch a foul play here. I guess I felt I needed my thing there. Well, I think what I was doing is like, maybe I can just farm down with Sableye. But I think he manages. Nope, he doesn't. Okay, so I farm down with an extra move. And now that he has Registeel in the back, I'm a little bit worried here. But I do manage to get to 2 foul plays here, putting him into like farm down range. and I don't think he can lock on farm me. So I think he switches to Medicham, and I have Frostlass in the back. And yeah, at this point, it's pretty much game over because he needs basically 2 moves. Well, 3 moves essentially. 1 for each of my Pokemon on the Registeel. And yeah, so what I just do here, I just let this go. And I actually try to give him the game by making it close and without trying to spoil it to chat, but I ended up lock on farming him. I just wanted him to be at 1 HP, but he got to Legend later, so it was fine. Umbreon, great lead, especially with Focus Blast. He does outpace me to the energy, but I can tank these foul plays pretty nicely. Whereas the Focus Blast will pretty much put him in the red here. But let's see if he shields us. I think he doesn't. And then he immediately goes to Venusaur, so I immediately switch to my Frostlass here. Unfortunately, Frostlass loses to this with an energy disadvantage, so I need to kind of like double shield, and he gets another Vine Whip, so he's like 2 ahead. So I think I just kind of need to double shield this and try to Powder Snow down, because the Frenzy Plant does like about 70-80%. And so and he gets another Vine Whip there, so very frustrating. So I think at this point, I'm just gonna let this go. Not that I have a choice, because he got a lot of energy free Vine Whips there. But now I can go in with Regirock and farm it down for more energy. And I believe this is in Stone Edge range, so I just throw it right here. And then he comes in Azu, and I'm really scared here. I need to get as many of these Stone Edges as possible, get as much damage as I can, because the Sableye is really weak to this, but it does survive a Play Rough. So I just switch out and try to go for the quick foul play here before he can completely farm down and fire like a Play Rough into an Ice Beam. So thankfully I switched out after and I got the win. So GG's. Oh yeah, and that was Open Great League actually. I accidentally went into Open Great League and I managed to win. So pretty happy with that win against the more Metamons. Now I'm not really happy about that. I figured, you know, he could be running double charm, so I figured let me just switch into my my Pokemon that doesn't completely get wrecked to charm here, and so I'm actually able to get quite a few shields here, even though he farms me down. And normally, if you see a Wigglytuff switch, it's like, okay, he's definitely running double charm. At least when you see a charm Pokemon, you need to decide, is this double charm or not? And if it is double charm, you need to shield everything. So I decided to keep health on him there. I throw the Stone Edge here, and as soon as I do that, I switch to Sableye to bait out the last Charmer, and hopefully I can like farm up with my Regirock here. But surprisingly, he lets this go. And because the Escav is so low, I'm able to get some Shadow Claws, and with the energy, with the shield that I have here, I can just lock on farm. So I managed to win with a double charm. So yeah, very happy there, very happy there. But yeah, I feel even if he shielded that return, I can just farm up to 2 moves, 2 Stone Edges, and still win. Really good lead here against the Basti. I get to 100 energy at the same time he gets to a move, so I can just farm up to 100 and then CMP win. As you can see there, even got a few lock-ons there. I think I made a mistake here. Seeing as I outpace him, I should just match shields, right? But now that I tank that Stone Edge, he can just double shield and smack me down, which is exactly what he does, and I don't get to that move. So really bad here. So I need to come in Frost thingy here. I'm just gonna throw immediately because I'm shields up and I want to keep this healthy for my for the Bassi in the back, because Frostlass will completely lose. So I decide to shield his Thunderbolt just so I can have a bit of health. And as soon as he just comes straight in, so I'm like, okay, I need to shield this and I need to stay in. And I kind of throw this game pretty badly, you're gonna see soon. And I realize, you know what, I can do lots of damage to this. This is totally fine. And I can get to this other one, putting him in the red. But what he's gonna do here, he's gonna switch out to Toxie, and I should have just immediately switched out. But for some reason, I stay in. I honestly don't know why, because he has Basti in the back, and like Frost Ice completely gets wrecked to it, and I end up taking so much damage. And I think he does have a Stone Edge in the back, so I kind of completely threw this. I don't even have 2 moves there, and I had to throw before because he would have gotten to another one, and I think he went CMP. So yeah, completely threw that game. I actually counted this as a win on my scoreboard, but yeah, we all make silly mistakes sometimes. Great lead again against the Altaria. He's probably gonna switch out immediately, but if he doesn't, I can just stay in. And I figured he doesn't know the Regirock count, so I just throw immediately to get the shields or do the damage. And then he goes into Registeel, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna switch into my Sableye. If I shield, I can win this, but I would just want to do as much damage as I can, because the other 2 Pokemon on my team are really weak to this. So these Shadow Claws and these Flower Plays are really adding up. So now, even if he doesn't shield this will put him in the red, so I can farm down with any of my Pokemon. So I can just let this go, and I'm like, that's fine. I don't need to win switch, because now that the biggest problem on my team is pretty much dead, I can pretty much kill either the Frostlass, or not the Frostlass, the Altaria, with either of my Pokemon. So I bait the Focus Blast here, and he does get a shield. And I should honestly be switching out because he's doing super effective counters on me, and he's just farming me down. But I guess it didn't matter. So now I figured, you know, he's probably gonna bait Body Slam. I'll let the first one go, and I do get it right because I have 2 shields. Kind of makes sense that he'd bait there. Then I decide to bait this one because I feel he's gonna throw the Bulldoze, and I get that one as well. And then it's pretty much game over from this point, because I have lots of health, lots of energy, and his Altaria is almost dead. Yeah, I think I could have played that a bit better by switching out sooner and not taking those super effective counters. Now, this is pretty crazy. I think if the Registeel shields a Stone Edge, then you can outpace to the Focus Blast. But this let's call them a sniper. I'm actually really surprised that they no shielded 2 Stone Edges. You're gonna see me on the top left being super surprised, no shields here. Like, what the heck? So I decide to let this go because I can't really do 2 shields, and I do manage to survive the Focus Blast, and it doesn't make sense why he doesn't throw Flash Cannon. But now that the Regirock is gone, Frostlass is probably looking okay. And yeah, at this point I realize this is going to be a really hard game for me. But I do get that extra Shadow Claw, so I realize maybe if I do 1 more Shadow Claw then throw, we can get CMP. And I'm surprised he doesn't shield this because it almost KOs, and we do get the CMP, which is really good. So now Frostlass can happily and safely farm this, and the Registeel is too weak to be able to be used, so I can basically farm. Now with Drifblim, I can just get to this move before him, and he needs 2 more hexes, so I do 3 more Powder Snows and then switch, and I do get the catch here. Even if I didn't get the catch, I think I'm so far ahead on energy that it doesn't matter. And I was expecting him to get the catch as well, but it really didn't matter because I still had the sheep. Not sheep, a shield. This is sheep. Now, Sableye lead is really a bit of a problem because I can't really switch out, because as soon as I switch out to Sableye, I lose an energy advantage. And this is where I kind of make a mistake here. I should have just switched to Sableye immediately. I was kind of I wanted to take a shield and then switch, but he completely sacks his bug. I want to say Ferrothorn. It's not Ferrothorn. It's Fortress. But now my only counter to the Sableye is kind of gone, and I can't really switch out anymore because I'm like so far ahead, so far behind that if I switch out now, I'll just end up getting counter switched. Because like if I switch in my Frostless, he would just switch into Sableye, and he ended up just farming so much energy, and then I just kind of forced to shield this, so I'm already in a really bad spot. So I should have just switched out to Sableye immediately, instead of taking a super effective Mirror Shot on the Regirock. So at this point he has like an energy advantage and a shield advantage, so this Sableye is pretty much gonna sweep my team, and there's really nothing I can do about it. But yeah, this is what, like my 8th or 9th game, so still figuring out how to best play all the matchups. But I'm still really surprised he didn't shield. But I guess he knew he could survive a Stone Edge, and he actually survived to So yeah, really well played, really good IVs on the Fortress, but that's gonna be game. So I ended up going 7-3 here if I don't count the throw. I actually counted that as a win. Oh yeah, we have one more game. I'm just getting ahead of myself here. So last game of the second set here. Really good lead here. Generally, it's pretty impossible to lose these games. I decide let's just take a shield here, and if he doesn't shield, I can just farm down on Sableye. And now that I took shields down, my Frostlass is going to be very good with whatever's in the back. I can just let these go. I think I end up shielding one time here just to get rid of this Registeel, because Registeel is a huge problem for my team. So I just, you know, if I make sure this is gone, my Regirock and my Frostlass, like I said, can take care of the Altaria and probably whatever's in the back. Even though the Altaria is going to farm me here, I am able to get another Foul Play off, which means now he's in like Stone Edge range. And yeah, I decide to go in Frostlass here, and he switches in Vigoroth, which is really good, because Vigoroth would have kind of messed up my Regirock, and I can pretty much no shield this and get to another move and still win. So I decide not to shield. Even though it's a Bulldoze, I can still survive a Body Slam. Even though this Avalanche doesn't KO, I'm in a really good spot here, because now I can just let this go and lock on farm and take out the Altaria and keep a shield for the next game. So yeah, GG's. I really like this team. It's pretty consistent. Obviously it loses to Double Charm unless the players misplay, but very solid. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my Regirock showcase in Remix, not Retro. Although, having said that, it will be even better in Retro when that comes out in a week or two. So hopefully this is a good taster. If you don't have a Regirock, I definitely try Bug Your Friends. It was like a research reward like a year or two ago, and that's how you can get it to level 15 and use it in Grey. So Bug Your Friends, try to get a trade. It is very solid. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed those games, and share with your friends, and like and subscribe and all that. Leave a comment, help me with the algorithm and all that shenanigans. So yeah, thank you very much. Azare out.